I'm going to move, this is using a little slightly older version of SvelteKit, but I'm going to take that whole escrow bit of code and output. I'm going to put that inside of its own route. So I'm going to create a new file, and you have these dynamic routes where you put the kind of like the variable that will be used as the actual URL route, and then you can do svelte. So that adds this new PDA route. So what I've got here is escrow, and there's my escrow folder, and the index and layout work for that. But then I'm going to have a escrow/PDA route as well, and that's what this is. So I'm going to take this and open it in a new tab, and I'm going to go ahead and look at my existing polls one for inspiration. But this was from the bit of code, bit of markup that I had previously. Okay, and so let's see. Yeah, so this one's a little bit different because I'm doing this. The idea is that it would point to, so it's saved there for now, but what I need is there's going to be a lot of things that I still need to import for this. Probably not all of them, but my formatting. The language server for Svelte, I've discovered can be a little yeah. For syntax highlighting and stuff like that, I think. So there's gonna be a lot of things that I don't need in this route. Notification store, sure. Balance store, sure. Setup store, I don't imagine I would need that in this case. Could be wrong. Seller store, buyer store. Still on the fence about whether or not I'm actually going to use those or not. The wallet Xmint wallet token account store. Custom program store will probably need the escrow store for sure. And yeah, so there's going to be some stuff in here that I'm not necessarily going to need. But the idea is that you know, after initializing an escrow, maybe we can display it, like a link to it at least. Back here. So I could do, sorry about the loud boys outside. Those would be mine. Let's see. But what I need to do is after they initialize it, maybe just have like a simple link. So what I have done for polls was like every time they created a new poll, I created an array of polls. I think there was a store that I created that did just that, that kind of kept track of all of them. Is it that? No. So here's the poll PDA. Here, I think we called polls store. And yeah, it was just a simple, it was another custom store, but it had some logic of like adding a new poll, updating a new poll, that kind of thing, and deleting polls. I'm not deleting escrow accounts, I'm canceling them. But yeah. So, get polls. Yeah, so I could consider doing something, something like that for the escrow, because I do see myself eventually having to at least create a list of escrows. And so when it displays here, there's a link for it. You click on it, and it takes to the new dynamic route with the PDA of the escrow, and then updates that. So yeah, let's see if I can create a let's create escrow that is definitely gonna break. Don't need like that. Let's replace this one with the single escrow store. And then here we will do the Escrows store, which currently is all the polls stuff. And then here, rather than polls, call it escrow constants, and it's going to be the escrow account space, and the, not the poll store, but this one will come from the Escrows store, which is this object right here. Yeah. Which is basically aligned with my IDL. So then get rid of this and call it the Escrow store object. And then the simple escrow object. Currently I have it from, let's just escrow object. I don't have a types folder directory for that, because the types, the polls, my polls program has quite a few more accounts. It's got like custom program accounts, it's got profile accounts, it's got poll accounts, it has vote accounts, that sort of thing. And even so, don't think for now we'll just do this. Obviously my workspace and wallet will be needed. And we're going to get rid of the comments and call this create escrows store. And it's the escrow store object. Wait, yeah. Escrow store object, which is my unique little type here where each escrow is the data, and it its corresponding PDA. Yeah. It's not get poll accounts, but get escrow accounts, program ID and connection, create the filter. Yeah, so this is get program accounts filter. This, yeah. Now I know this is a roundabout way of testing this out, but in the end, like I'm going to need an array. I'm going to need a store of that kind of fetches and it has and stores all the created escrows. So then when I go to a route, I can reference this store and filter and find the corresponding escrow account, and then do what I need to set like the user, or at least set the escrow store value. So this is, so okay, so when you use this get program accounts, this is not this. You have to be careful on how you fetch the accounts. This is a pretty resource intense query, from my understanding, because it will fetch like all program accounts for a specific program. So if you were to pass in like the token program or something like that, then it's going to get all tokens ever, like every single account associated with that kind of thing. So you need to use filters, and inside the filters there are some ways that you can filter even more, like data slice and memory comparison properties, that allows you to really fine-tune the accounts that you're trying to get. So in this case, I'm trying to get my escrows filter. I'm trying to get I want to get a data size. I'm going to pass in my custom program ID, but I want to get data account sizes that match this exact same of my escrow account space. And this is all determined by what we, like by our Solana on-chain program. So don't need poll data, just from replacing this as escrow data. Poll accounts encoded, so we'll do escrow accounts, plural, encoded. And this is the escrows filter. Escrow. Okay. So if that's successful, time data fetch worked, so time to reset, decode, and then update. So reset our store. Oh yeah. So reset this store. So escrows store reset. Need to build all this up. So I'm basically just recopying this code. It was helpful though. It worked, got it working well. So this is an array, this encoded data, escrow account encoded for each value. Manually decode the account data using the coder. Can we access workspace store? Was undefined on refresh. I think decoded account info. This get cannot find. Yeah, I know, because we don't. Create Escrows store. So decoded, it's going to do that. Oh yeah, so program, anchor program has a coder. Coder for serializing requests, and then you can specify the accounts that you're looking for and you want to decode. And I learned that in this case, this whatever we pass, this is the name of the account. This should align with the struct name for the account. And because this is all tied in nicely with our escrow, with the IDL, so we have all these types. This is there this? Don't think I'll be able to. Oh yeah, I wasn't sure with Svelte stores that I could reference the store itself. So like basically, I've created a custom helper, which is an add poll function here. And in a minute, I'm going to change it for escrow, but it's like a little helper property, just like it's got all the things for a store, subscribe and set and update. But I've now got some custom functions that helpers that have attached to it. And I wasn't sure if I could use one of these helpers inside one of my other helpers, but turns out I can. So I can do escrowsStore, not add poll, but add escrow, decoded account info. Yeah, property add escrow does not exist on this this object that I'm returning here, this store. So obviously get rid of that. Add escrow, and it's the escrow object, and we pass in the PDA. Oh, so when we pass in, when we add a new escrow, we're gonna pass in two parameters. Yeah, there's ways I could pass in an object that has these two properties, or I can pass them in separately. I chose to do that. So update self, yeah, so you can do, when you run the store update, this first, when you do that, you're passing itself. So here it's my escrow store object, but it's an array of them. So, and when we pass in, when we update it, we spread what we currently have, and then we add in our new values, escrow. And yeah, that seems to work. So add escrow. Oh, this is the exact same thing. Basically, add escrow or add escrowsStore. It's basically what we have here. I'm going to go back and look at. This is the poll store. Yeah. So I don't need two versions. This was me just experimenting. And then there's this update poll. Trying to think like when I would do that. Actually, I would do it on all the time, because like after, if I want to keep this array of escrows updated, after I cancel or initialize or particularly like with a specific escrow, or accept it, I will need to like kind of refetch and make sure I've got like all the, some values will change, like the token account will be emptied, the is or has exchanged will turn to true, those sorts of things. So I'll go ahead and add this PDA, and I think I may swap these. Why did I put PDA first? I don't know. I'm going to put to be continued. We're going to do this next. Let's continue doing. We're updating this, creating that escrows store. It's going to be an array of escrows. I'm going to need that because it's going to help with when I add in this a route, a unique route for each escrow. That's that I'll store inside. So we've done add escrow, update escrow. Let's try it. It's going to be an escrow object, which is purely 100% aligns with our anchor IDL. And we're updating self. So in this case, it's as escrowStore object. So in the store, it's going to be this, which inside again has an individual single escrow object. Updating. Clearly I was debugging some stuff there. I think I'm going to just get rid of it for now. A little note to myself, got to compare public strings as public keys as strings when you're doing a comparison. I see. So we have the array, and we're going to find the escrow to update, and find, and it's not a poll, it's going to be an escrow. And yeah, so we're trying to, okay, what is the name? And then, yeah, I'll call escrow to update. Change that. If we find it, escrow found, making updates. Oops. It's not the poll, instead it's the actual escrow. If that, then poll. Yeah, because we're passing it. So like basically when we want to update this store, we want to pass in the PDA of the escrow and the actual data. This is the escrow account data. And we target the one that we're looking for when we match and compare on the PDA. So we're basically performing a find on this array. And then yeah, we take the one that we found and we update it with the new data that's passed, and then we return self. Otherwise, could say escrow not found and store, no updates made, and we still return. Yeah, and then last, don't think we're gonna need the delete, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I mean, maybe when we cancel, I guess we could update self, but I think when we cancel, you can't even find the escrow anymore. Like the just account won't exist after we do it because it's actually performing a close. It's closing the account. So self.filter, we will return. Let's see, it's a escrowStore. escrowStore object. It's just a single. we're finding a single escrow store object, and we want to return the where the PDA does not. So we want to filter out all of the ones where the PDA does not equal to the PDA that we pass originally in here, originally to this update escrow function. Yeah. Okay. So I know it's a lot. Rather than reinventing the wheel, this works. This is how I used it in my other program, and this was pretty helpful. So again, we're just dealing with a nice Svelte store. So the idea is that after all of this, I can use it back over here. So when we perform an initialize escrow, I'm going to come in here and actually import it. So 39, let's go down. Let's do import Escrows store. Yeah. And now when we initialize the escrow, if all goes well, just keeping it simple, here we have the escrow. This is it. Data. Yeah. Balance and all that stuff. So like, what else happens? That's really it. So when we initialize, custom store gets updated, but for now, I mean, this is the data. So what it could do is so really what I need to do is escrowStore dot add escrow, and this takes in data escrow PDA. Is that how I did it? That should do that. Yeah. And this is bugging me. Actually, I'm going to rename. In this block for now, I'm going to PDA. I'm going to PDA. And we're going to change that. We could do that. Sure, why not? All right. So, do I need this escrow store to be set right here? No. Eventually, I'm going to have to get rid of it. But the idea is now that if we initialize, then I should be able to, down here, do a, a for loop. Should be able to loop through this array. Yeah. So what I could do, I wonder if I can use Svelte's for, or each, that's what it is. It's each, each, and then what it is, you can loop over the, man, it's been a while. What's this? What's the syntax? Each, here it is. Each expression as, and then yeah, you can do and you can even do so each, and then here we're actually going to loop over the array, the values in this Escrows store as man, what did I think I could like decompose these as like what do we call them, like Escrow PDA, and then like the unique identifier is PDA. I feel like, and then you could do like just simple like I mean really it could just be a P tag, and it's like escrow, but escrow is going to be an object. Yeah. How about this? How about I just do and what I do is I could put the PDA and what it will do is point to escrow slash and then PDA. Yeah? How did I do? Or, I see. And maybe I need a template string. Is it href? Let's go to polls index svelte. What did I do here? If there's a, and I did this. Oh, I had like a whole component. That's right. But I did do the poll itself in the PDA, so that was right. What does this component do? Yeah, all right, so with a button click. There was a how to persist store state. Should I immediately set? Trying to this person to go to, since I want to use the dynamic routing, but would like to set the poll store, the single poll store. How to change a links to button on click using this handler. Yeah, I feel like I've done this. I felt like there's a goto returns a promise that resolves when SvelteKit navigates. So it's basically like, where do we want to navigate to? And what do we want to do once it resolves? And so, yeah, like I would go to this route that matched the current PDA that's passed to this component, and I set my single poll store. So I'll do the same with escrowsStore. Set its data. And then here's the markup. Yeah. This one was actually pretty handy. Yeah. So in just a moment, we'll do that. But maybe I can't do template strings here. I mean, I can, but maybe I don't need that. So what I'm going to do is eventually I could see myself, like making what was it? If Escrows store at length greater than 0 or something like that. Something like that. It's not going to be pretty, but I need to yeah, I need to initialize. So let's go back to home. Have I initialized anything here? I don't think I have, but I do have some tokens, don't I? And it looks like I've attempted some of this stuff. So I think I forget where I'm at. So let me do the routine. We're gonna get some logs going and back to this. And once that's all booted up, let's do it. Attempted to debit. Ah, that's right. So get some, airdrop some tokens, create the custom program account that's going to keep track of the total escrow count, which we'll use as a unique seed for each escrow account. We've created the X and Y tokens. We're now creating the associated token accounts for both of the dev wallets. Feel like that's good. And now minting supply. And we send a little bit of supply to those. So now the setup is done. So I'm going to disconnect and connect. We have Sol, we have this token, but we want that token. So let's do it. We want this. This is our mint address, is what we want. We have this on hand. Let's do 1.1. And let's trade for 0.4. Initialize. And there we go. And link, and sure enough, here it is. So it takes me to the correct route. So this is looking good. To be continued. We've got this this seems to be working. Why is that dollar sign there? C8A. Feel like the route is right. It matches up with the deal. What does this say? Reference error handle except trade is not defined. On amount. Local host, escrow favor. Yeah, there's some issues with this, but ultimately this is kind of what I'm looking to do is be able to to be able to log in here, and what will happen is that the user will either, depending on what they do, if they are the initiator or they are the buyer, they can cancel or accept the trade. So yeah, seems like that's working well. So this new escrow store here in this get escrows accounts, yada yada yada, and add escrow seem to do just fine. Yeah, so this is for me, you might have realized by now I'm not a front end pro at all. This just kind of learning this stuff, but this is where Svelte really seems to simplify things for me. I really have come to enjoy working with their stores. I don't know, they make sense to me. I like the ability to be able to create custom stores, and then add some helpers. In a way, they're kind of like, they're not classes by any means, but they're helpful, and you can add the ability to be able to add like some custom functions to your custom store is really, really cool. Kind of helps centralize and clean things up a little bit. So I've enjoyed that a lot. I don't know about the update and the delete escrow. We'll have to see how things progress, but I think this is a good start. So I think it's time to actually commit. So git. I've done a lot actually. So added a setup store, user store, and now Escrows store with a PDA route for each escrow account. Still need to work on accepting an escrow with the buyer. Lots of UI changes and yeah. So what do we need to do? There's a lot left. So git push. I'm gonna go ahead and move this stuff. So I think we're good with the store, and we have the single store here. Now the idea, I need to definitely add what do I have here? Yeah, I need to add some stuff here. So object is possibly null. Yeah, so I had a good example with my polls app doing just this. So in the past, yeah, we have this link, and yeah, so ideally when you click on here, you come to this route for each escrow. But what we need to do is I need to swap out, or I at least need to set the single escrow store to capture this this data, this object. But because we already have the data from the home index, I mean, I've got it right here. We have like right here, this escrow this represents the data. So I'd like to update the single escrow store using these values, because that's what we're trying to do. So I'm gonna go take a look. How did I? This is my polls, and that's the component. Let me go back. Oh yeah, I even already added a filter. I mean, in so many ways I could just copy this whole polls thing because I've done so much with it, but it's kind of nice to think through it again just for the sake of going through it. But I have, what I've done here is filtered polls, if there's any filtered polls. And I'm passing the actual poll account data and its PDA right here as props to this component. So I wonder, maybe let's just copy this. I mean, this worked. So, so yeah, here's my PDA. This is the route. Yeah, this is the route, but this is the route. That's the poll route. All right. Let's create a let's create a component. Lib. Yeah, this is SvelteKit, the new update. I'm going to have to rethink that a little bit, but for now, let's just go ahead and add it here. So I'll call this escrow. And we will put this over here. Oh, didn't mean to split that. That was not what it meant, but then let's go over here. We can close this window. So now, all right, let's rotate these windows around. Okay, so poll object, poll types. I could I could do this. Let's see. Yeah, I learned that you can pass in a store as a prop. And that's what I'm doing. I can't pass in the PDAs. I think the way that it worked, because I'm grabbing, I think it's as a string. So, I don't know. Pass store. When you import the store, then store is like a singleton, and you need to determine where to import which component on the store versus simply consuming. Yeah, I've been reading on some of this stuff just trying to figure out. Well, let's get to it. So escrowStore. So I need the single. I'm getting the single escrowStore. If I scroll down, what's happening? Yeah, I'm importing the store, but it's only to set it right here. That's what's happening. And like I said, this handy goto, this will resolve when SvelteKit navigates to this URL, and then after that you can now go do something. Go do something with the data or the database or whatever that comes back. In this case, I'm updating the single escrowStore. So let's try to replicate this again. So escrowStore, not from polls, but escrow. And let's see, it's not, it's the escrow object, and it's actually coming from my stores escrow. And I think it's the escrowStore. Yeah. I feel like that is where I have it. I don't have a whole folder of or file for types yet. Maybe I'll do that, but can't simply do the, I can't spread like the poll object. I may need to do some sort of type transformation. It's flexible. You can destructure the vars or whatever. I'll leave that. Do I need to escrows? Yeah, so here we're just local. Component has unused export property escrow. So these are the props. This is what's going to get passed down from the here in the markup. And what's going to happen here is I'm about to have a escrow. It's going to have a escrow variable and the PDA, which is going to be the PDA.toBase58 is, I believe, how I did it. And it's going to be something like that. Need to take a look. The syntax. Poll. Let's go back a level. Ah, I see. Poll and then, yeah, close. Close, yeah. 2? No. Alright. Oh yeah, 2. And it's actually bracket there. So the PDA prop is going to, yeah, the PDA prop is going to be this, but we pass it as a string, and we have this link. I'm working on this, but for now I'm going to comment that out. But that's where we're headed. So, yeah, that's where we're headed. So over here we have the two props, and I could destructure. Why did I do that? Why do I really need to destructure all those? I don't even think I used any of those. How to persist store state, trying this approach, this goto. So navigate and set escrowStore. We're going to go to escrow, It's going to have a PDA value. And here, single escrow store. And it's not that, it's the escrow, and it's going to be the current escrow that we fetch. Yeah. And the current escrow PDA. Yeah. So current poll, no, this is going to be current escrow. That's an escrow object. Yeah, looking good. PDA, it's going to be a new public key. Yeah, I don't know. Do I really need this? I don't know if I need to destructure all that because I'm just passing it down. Yeah. And make a link. Make the link go to Escrow PDA. Navigate and set poll. We'll call it navigate. Set escrow instead. Here, what are we doing here? This is just really there's a lot of stuff that I don't need in here. Literally, it's just going to be it's just going to be the, what was I using here? Yeah, here, this could, after that's, again, this is just a component, right? This is not the route page, but just the component that's going to be on the index. We're going to pass it the data and the PDA, and literally all we need to do escrow. I'll put in the PDA. And what I could do is it's going to display like escrow PDA, and it's also going to have what are we going to have? Do we want to display like the token? Maybe I could do like oops. Like just details. Like what's the trade? So like out could be, what do we have here? The escrow dot, I mean, we have all this data, right? Current escrow dot, what's the structure of this? Outment, maybe? Mint? I don't even know. I may need to just do like a don't know if that's going to be correct, and I don't think what I could do so I forget, why am I forgetting? Like, what is my escrow store? It's going to be this object. It's going to be that object. So maybe what I do instead is just do like a simple you know what, maybe I could use that pre tag. The pre element represents a block of pre-formatted text in which structure is represented by typographic conventions rather than by elements. Anyway, that seemed to be, what was it? It was pretty helpful. Scroll index. Yeah, here it is. Pre-tag. And we could do like I could do escrow. And do this whole JSON stringify. And I don't need to do that, I just need to do current escrow, yeah? Null 2. See if that works. Because it'd be nice to see what it is. Eventually I need to like, I'd like to display like very high level, like here's the escrow. I don't think I need the PDA, but it's just more for me to confirm. And then some details about it. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. So I tried doing the link approach earlier. And that's when I realized I was losing state somehow. So, you know, here's a component. Not bad. Now, if we go back to, oh wait, if we go back in here and I do add this and maybe do that. So it's going to pass in this data into this component. This component will then receive the props data, escrow, and the PDA. Don't think we need all of this. It's from a different project. And I'm using this right here. So from the index page, we use the goto, sets the single store, go from there, and we should be rerouted, and then yeah, but then what this block right here is what will be displayed on each for each as we loop through and initiate more. So can't find escrow. Yeah, because I haven't done that yet. Let's now we need to import it. So import escrow component. Yeah. Yeah, I think each. I don't know why that's. I think that was when I was messing up. And then did some weird. Cannot read. No. Let's go back. Yeah, and you know what? Also, I'm gonna add before I do this reset, the validator and all that stuff. I'm going to in the PDA route. It's a component that over here. No. All right, let's go back to let's grab the PDA route. And I'm going to I'm going to add a simple some buttons. I mean, how did I do? I like, there's a few ways you could do the buttons. I'm trying to recall how I did. Because we're using the I'm using Daisy UI, and they have some yeah, I think that's it. The poll store, vote, go back to home. Yeah, that's basically it. Okay. Nothing complicated there, but it's a button, it's a link. It's going to go back to escrow. That kind of does that. Now, object possibly being null. So when we go here, we are setting the single escrow store. Yeah. So when we arrive here, these should be how did I do this? I think I did. Basically, I need to yeah. So I could do a little check like that escrow not equal to null. Something like that. And then I could at least this part, paste that in there. And then this is just separate. It's going to be like a button down at the bottom. And what are they complaining? Cannot define. It's not defined. Oh, the accept trade. That's right. Okay. So I need to move some of the, like the accept and the cancel needs to be moved over here from the index. Yeah, okay. How did, again, just for reference, how did I do? So this is the PDA for polls. And what I do, I have some and did a lot of testing with this one. But yeah, and here I brought in the create votes. So the actual voting. Yeah, I brought in some of those functions to this route. So that's what's going on there. Okay. So in our PDA route, I have some complaints because we don't have anything defined here. I'm gonna just comment those out for a second. I don't know if I can do another escrow, because I've got one. I'm still having issues with. Let's do something smaller, like 0.7, so we still have a balance. And that is, all my tokens, my stores have been wiped out. But my setup may, or may even still be in the. I was just gonna see if I could snag the other address. But it looks like I'm not logging any of that. I guess I could. Escrow before transfer, initialize account. Yeah, I don't know. This may be stale. All right. Definitely need to get reset or restore the ability to accept a trade from a buyer's perspective. So, well, let me see. Definitely gonna need to do initialize. No, initialize can happen there, but all of this handle, cancel, handle, accept. Oh boy, it needs to come in here to this PDA, because otherwise you're not gonna have anything to find. Yeah, I'm sure there's all kinds of problems. Yeah, oh boy. Ah, I see. That would be a problem. That would be a problem. Okay. What format? It formatted, yay. Let me bring this over here on the side. This value is never read. Can't uncomment that. And so, yeah, so that should work. That should work. What is my, oops, so we get imports not used. Okay. Yeah. It's a lot of stuff in here I could clean up, but import type. Maybe I'm not using any of these. I'm using Anchor, right? Yeah, I'm using Anchor, so let me see. cancel trade. Hang on. This import is never used as a value. Probably could get rid of all this stuff. Pub key can come from anchor. That's not right. I use anchor all the time. Hang on. Let me go back. I wonder if I need to restart the language server. Sometimes. LSP. Info. Got Tailwind and Svelte attached. I think what I'm going to do is LSP restart. And it still may pop up. Those may be issues, but I feel like, yeah, look, it's looking better. It's looking better. Oh. Spoke too soon. Yeah. Dang. But these are all like, you know what? I don't need this crap. Though. Like, really? Like, not using any of this. What did it look like in my polls? PDA route. Just a bunch of stores mostly. Oh. Yeah. There's a lot that it didn't use. See, like, look at all these. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Trim it up. Alright, stay focused. I mean, I'm not generating anything on this. I'm not doing like a key pair. I'm not doing any Sol Lamport calculation. So this does not, there's a lot in here that I don't need. Yeah, I don't need this for the PDA route. Can't imagine being able to get rid of the anchor import, but maybe. Was it like type? Forget, like. What's the syntax for this? Type anchor. I don't think that works. Maybe it's just type anchor. Maybe that's what it is. Okay. And then the stores. Like, what's gonna happen is that person's gonna go to a new route, and what I'm gonna have to do is I have to account for the fact that people could go directly to the URL route. So this page is good, but I still need to do and perform kind of the whole like validate and verify that I get the correct workspace and with the anchor program and the wallet, and so performing like the fetch of tokens for the connected wallet, because that could certainly happen that they hit this page directly, kind of bypassing this. So they go to this route, and it doesn't have, you know, escrow store is only getting set when they click on the link from the home page, that kind of thing. So I'll have to address that. I'll have to address that in a bit, but let me finish this seller stores and buyer stores. We're not using those. I don't think we're gonna need. We will need the. I don't need the X and Y mint stores anymore. But I will need this because that's gonna fetch the current users. We need the custom program store and the user store because that's gonna be the wallet essentially, along with other stuff depending on which side of the trade. Escrow store, get the types, and yeah, I think we're good. I think one thing I'm gonna have to do is import the Escrows store. Oops, store. Because after we accept the trade or cancel, I will need to do some updating of this particular store object. It's kind of how I see it going. So, so yeah, this whole this thing is still popping up. What the heck was this? It's the token decimals. It's like if user store and I don't know, like user store dot out token decimals. Can we then? Still the case. Still. Remember? Do I have to like set all these to do that? No, didn't do crap. I'm gonna leave that. Leave it alone. Still don't know how to fix that part. And this stuff is from the changes we made earlier. Now, still some issues with like current escrow after they accept. Setting the escrow after they accept. I don't know if I need to set the escrow anymore. Like after they accept, it should basically be like. I mean, I guess they could update the current escrow, but then here, update the escrows store. Update escrow, and I pass in the PDA and the new data. That should work. Let's see. So if I pass in the PDA, well, the PDA is what we have from the escrow single escrow store PDA, and the data we just set it right there. So escrow store dot escrow. that should. Oh, yeah. Misspelled. Oh, wait. Escrow. Yeah. Ah, okay. They're complaining about my types. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that would kind of do it. Current buyer. This is the user store stuff. Yeah. And then this is the cancel. Here, we'll change it to Anchor Web 3. Because I got rid of that import up there. Yeah. What is this? Oh, still this. What other bit? So to-dos. I'm gonna create a layout. It's for PDA routes. I can help with like the fetching of the wallet and stuff. Like if the user ever disconnects, then we will refetch and things like that. Set the workspace and make sure that all that's right. Great. Could be something to do. Yeah. Yeah, fix that. Feel like, let's see, at the build. Okay. Yeah, so go through it one more time. Go through it one more time. Let's see what it looks like at this point. It's probably not gonna work right now, but should be at least able to yep, mint the tokens, then disconnect, reconnect, does the fetch from my index layout. Here are my 2 tokens, new tokens. We have this one, but I want to exchange for, what is it? This token, this mint. Okay. And we'll do 3 to 0.3. We'll initialize. Does that? This is different. That was my link. Go back. What the heck did I do here? Okay, so this is the component. And it looks different. So it's a component with the pre tag in there, and I've got the escrow, the number, the buyer. Interesting. Buyer is set as the system, it looks like. That's what that looks like. Bump. It's like in token, maybe. Can't read it all. It's not out amount. Oh yeah, this is bad. In amount, these are like BN, so this is, yeah, and I was seeing that as a problem here. The user store is fine, but it's showing like pretty, like these values align. But if I click into this, my escrow store, I need to print that, but my escrow store was showing type big numbers for those amounts. Noticed that earlier. So yeah, something to do. So let's see if I can let me see. I'm gonna swap over to my other wallet and see what the heck happens. Although my amounts and everything are going to be. So look, yeah, so this is my other dev wallet. I've got these tokens too popping up, so from the buyer. So this is cool. I like Soulflare for that reason. So if I go over here and disconnect or do a different wallet, this is what's going to mess up. See, nothing happened. Hang on. Let's see, extension. Does it do? It does the layout. That's good. Can I accept this? Yeah. Doesn't seem to be. Nothing. Accept. Yeah, there's some stuff happening here. Accepting the user store, so like in token amount. See, this is a BN, this is not right. And the out token amount also, raw amounts seem to be right. So there's something to do. I'm gonna pause there. Fix me is the user store dot in token amount out token amounts or type BN need number. All right. Yeah. Okay. Making progress, but it's a lot. It's a lot. So, to be continued. I need to take a break. Let's keep at it. So, I need to eventually get this to be able to accept an escrow, but I think clearly there's something going on with how I'm storing, at least in the user store. So if I look for user store dot in token amount, where am I putting that at? Where am I putting that at? In token amount input. I don't know. Let me go back. See. So this is pointing to the in token amount. It should be this field right here. And I'm typing in like 0.4 or some decimal, right? So that should be right. But then the next time I do this is when I'm initializing. So if I've got the that should be a number. Yeah, nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Keep going. Yeah, nothing crazy. So, oops. So when we create and initialize, I'm taking the in and out amounts. Those are type BN because we need those to pass to the instruction method. Yeah, that's what it's expecting. And that's really it. So how the heck, why are we getting type BN? The raw amounts. The raw amounts, that's right. That's right. But why in the world? Why are we getting... Yeah, so see, like, this is technically my ugly... This is technically my escrow account. The number, the in amount and out amounts. You know what that actually might be, the way that it's parsing like that, that may happen to do with what my JSON stringify. Because I have this, that very well may be what's happening there. But I should be able to see. Alright, I know something's up, because I should be able to, the in token amount on the user store, or the out token amount for the user store should just be a straight up number. So I'm a little confused. Let's go check out the first let's go check out the user store. Did I make a mistake? Numbers, number. Okay. Curious though, hang on. Curious about seller store. Balance. Because I was doing this in the past. Setup store. Balance. You know, it's kind of strange, actually. Now that I think about it. That's strange, but like, as my user is entering information to either initialize or to accept, it really should just be the Escrow store that has this stuff. But here we're dealing with numbers too, so let's do yeah. Okay. Decimals is number. Raw amount really is a big number. Let's take a look at seller. kind of forget how I set those up, but I feel like yeah, I feel like they should not be big numbers. Users store in token amount. Here it is. That's not right. That's not right. This is it. Out token amount. If I'm setting them to what the escrows are. That's an error. Because these are type big number. So what that means, if I can't, how do I get the amounts? So let's see, this is handle the accept. Okay, so for accepting it, I've got the escrow store, and it does have the in mint and the out mint. Yeah. But these are in type big number. This is fix me. Okay. So what's happening here? This could be funny enough. I'm not sure. It's a separate thing. But let's see. I am setting the wallet. We're setting the user store. And I'm getting the mints. And I have some data in the escrow itself. Super helpful. And now, as on the accepting side, the buyer's out token account info, they have it. They have their store of tokens, and I can find the token where the mint aligns with the out mint. Cool. That gives me some account data. And then what I need to do is actually set, I need to set these here. So user store dot out token amount, not the raw amount, equals the buyer out token account info, account data parsed, and info token amount dot wait a minute. The amount is what? Oh shit. Okay. All right, so the amount that I'm going to see. So what I'm looking at here are this is an example of the post token or the parsed token account data. So we have here's an object, and it has at the high level it has an account and pub key. Pub key is the actual associated token account address for the wallet, but the account token account data itself is an account, data, parsed, info, and then in info you have all this. You get the mint again, the owner, and here you have token amount, which amount here, decimals, UI amount, and UI string. This is actually, I'm using the words amount, but here, this token amount, it's the equivalent of my token balance. Okay, so what is happening here, what I'm getting at, is that this token account isn't going to have the amount, because the amount that we put into the escrow to initialize, that we determine for in and out, that is actually stored directly in the escrow. Problem is, it's the type. So I need yeah, I need to I wonder if, because I'm getting the token, getting the amount as a type big number, but it's getting kind of saved in that BN format. So I'm just wondering if there's a, like, yeah. I feel like, can I just use the big number? Like 2 number? I'm not sure. Not sure. Really, I'm not sure. Can I access this right here? User store. Yeah, no. I'd love to be able to just like try it out. All right, so what I'm going to do is we're going to let's see, this is the accept. What I'm going to do is when I click on this, I'm going to console log user store out token amount before BN2 number, and see what they give me. Hang on, not user store. escrowsStore. I know that's stupid. I already know that it's type BN. Just console log the darn user store out token amount. Shouldn't have to do curious if that's gonna work, because you type BN has a JavaScript bn to number, convert bn to number. Yeah. All right. So let's reset. I feel like I feel like we're at least getting close to where my mistake was at. Yeah. Oh. I'll do that later. See if I can select, go phantom. Yeah. Okay, so fresh start. Yeah. All right, let's do the setup. Hang on, let me get this. Let me get this. Try that. All right. Now let's try this again. Transaction successful. We have the routine. Approve some transactions. Create the associated token accounts. Testing on the front end, when you actually like really hook up like a front end, is just a much more complicated experience versus just some simple tests in the TypeScript testing file. There's a lot more to it. So, all right, so we've got some stuff there. Setup is done. I'm going to reconnect. Now I have some balance. It jumps up another soul when one of these helpers doesn't airdrop to the wallet. So that's why I've always ended up for this. And what's deducted is basically the rent paid to create all those token and associated token accounts. So, see, we have 2 tokens. This is the one that we want, the AR token, at least from this wallet's perspective. Here's the address, and swap to the one that I have. We'll get rid of 1.2, and we'll go ask for 0.4. Yeah. All right. So if we look at this, these are right. These are nice number types, and the raw amount that is computed. This in token raw amount doesn't get computed until I actually okay, I've agreed on these tokens and these values, and then when I hit this init, it computes. So if I scroll back down, now I've got the raw amount. I forget to do the raw balance, but not the end of the world. So here is a big link pointing to the PDA of the escrow. So we're initializing correctly. Obviously, we need to clear forms and stuff, but when I click on this, nice, takes me here. Now, 1 second. I'm gonna get what I'm going to do here from this point of view. So here, now the route is correct. The C8A5, looking good. Token accounts and some high-level raw amounts. I'm going to connect to a different wallet. I'm going to connect to my Solflare wallet. Get that in there. So it does a quick fetch from the layout. Yeah. I think we're okay. And we have some token accounts. Data, parsed, info, token amount. So the owner is this wallet address. The mint is the token. This is what he's going to be, what this user, now the user, the new user, is going to want in exchange. So it's, it's not interesting though. And it probably, even after doing the wallet swap, look at this. I guess with the accept, I'm just talking through, but when I click this accept escrow trade, this code's going to run. And what it's going to do, it's actually resetting. And that's right. This is what all this is doing. So we're, because they could have just come to this URL, been logged out, logged back in, whatever. But when you click on this, it's going to kind of take like a snapshot of what we have for the user and update all that data. We're going to get what we have of the escrow. That's loaded here. And which again, we set when I that monstrosity of this right here, it shows this is outdated. This user store is not updated. But when I click on this, so that's still probably a problem. Maintaining or consolidating all of them, the buyer and the seller, into one user store. In some ways it makes sense, in some other ways it gets a little confusing. But either way, when they click on this, we need to set some things, and we also need to get an accurate this is coming from the index Svelte, and these values are old. This is from the seller point of view. So I'm not sure if these are actually going to be any good. And that may be why we can't accept it just yet, because our escrow store is out of date. Yeah, look. Normally, with Solflare, which is really cool, it will show the tokens that you're doing and how much you're deducting, and it's really helpful. But yeah. User store out token amount. Well, did get an error and actually had some stuff go through this time. Interesting. That seemed to be, at least for this big number 2 number method, fixed it. That's good. Now, after all of that, here is what we have. We're updating all these things. Yeah, and setting up the user store. Yeah, so this user store is looking correct actually, and so far the amounts are, at least decimals are the same in token raw amount. No, actually no, these are not right. This should be 1.2. This should be this number, and this is old. Yeah, this is the problem. This is the problem of using just a simple single user store, because the user literally could, in one instance, initialize a new escrow, basically as the seller, and then click on a different escrow link that takes them to a, another unique escrow, and that same wallet could then be the buyer when they accept an escrow. So that's the deal. But baby steps. What I've learned about this, I need to continue to work on how I'm going to organize the stores, the user store and the escrow stores, but the 2 number is good. What happens now is I need to actually take into account the decimals, so I can bring this back to basically converting it back into a number, a float, but a JavaScript number type. Yep. All right. Man, baby steps.